Okay, I gotta get the flame shot. That's the best one, in my opinion. Get back here, Newt. You're supposed to stay close to me because these aliens are attacking him, and she just runs off. Whatever. I don't understand why they have different colored aliens here. There's a blue one, and a purple one, and like brown ones. What? Hello there, and welcome back to Greg's Game Room. If you've been watching my videos of the past couple weeks, you may have seen me do some modifications to my arcade 1-up system. My plan is to be able to continue using the existing PCB and the existing control board with the trackball and the spinner, but I also wanted to create my own custom board with joysticks that would hook into my Raspberry Pi. I'm just so excited to show you the progress of this control board, so let's get started. Oh no, should be okay. Alright, let's see how well this custom board works on here. Take out my X-Arcade temporarily. Not bad, not too bad at all. Now there is a little bit of a gap here just because I didn't cut the wood at a slight angle, which, I don't know, I probably should do that, but hey, the good news is it fits pretty well here on the sides. It might cover up the Atari logo too much if I push this any closer to the monitor here. The issue is that I got this particle board is actually 3/4 of an inch instead of 1/2 an inch. It was pretty much the cheapest option, being $5 versus like, you know, $15 for an actual piece of MDF that was a 1/2 inch. Oh yeah, and check out my shelf in there. It's pretty cool, huh? Just throw the Raspberry Pi right there. Of course, next thing I'm gonna have to do is drill some holes so I can get my joysticks to fit on this control board. And then once I do that, then I'll put the vinyl wrap over it. All right, so a couple of upgrades. I got a shorter HDMI cable. Also, I got this 3-foot cable to power the Raspberry Pi. I specifically got pink so that it would be easier to see. And the cool thing I got was this cheap LED lights to go on the back of it. I've got LED lights for my game systems here, but I really thought it would be cool to just have something like that for the actual system as well. It's gonna be so cool. Check it out, I added the LED lights to the back. Well, this is just kind of a temporary thing just to see how well it looks. Obviously it's not balanced, and that kind of drives me OCD crazy. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Maybe I should find a way to somehow apply these lights to the marquee so it lights that up too. That might be pretty cool, but still, just even as it is, just looks so much cooler this way. So the next bit of major work that I'm going to have to do is drilling holes in my control board. So I got this 15/16 drill. This is going to be the hole for the joysticks. And then the other thing I had to get was the hole driller for the regular buttons, these kind of buttons here. And that's just supposed to be 30 millimeters, and the closest I could get was 29, so I'm afraid I'm gonna have to like sand out the hole just a little bit to get these to fit. Maybe I'll get lucky, and maybe 29 will be just enough size. All right, I'm just working on the layout for my buttons and my joystick here. I got these templates here. Get stuff out of here, get out of here. Yeah, there's the rotating joystick. Hopefully I've got this set up basically the way the Street Fighter 2 cabinet is. I know I've done the buttons in this format so that they're a little more ergonomic. See how it goes. You know, I don't have the best luck with measuring things out, as you know if you saw my other video. Also, what I did is I measured from this center point right here, 2 inches over that way, and then 4 inches down. On this side, I measured 2 inches from here. Hopefully to get this all nice and balanced out and even, and each person has enough room to play with their set of buttons and joystick. But assuming that I've measured this all correctly, the next step is going to be taking this guy right here, drilling some holes. All right, the time has come for me to actually drill some holes, and I'm extremely nervous. Here's my setup right here with my templates on it. Now I've got some clamps that's gonna hold this down a little bit better, but I thought I could do it over this recycling bin. But before I do that, I'm actually going to do it here first and just do a quick test. Yeah, I'm slightly terrified. That's not what I wanted to happen. I guess I should hold this. Boy, that's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Keep in mind, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done anything like this before. So those of you who are experienced carpenters, I'm sure you're all having a good laugh right about now. There we go. There we go. So let's try the button here. Should fit in there right perfectly, just like that. Like that. Oh yeah, that's good. Seems just about perfect. This is the hole for the joystick. Oh, there we go. Yikes. So I guess it kind of caught it at a slight angle there when I did that. Probably because it like caught on the wood and like caused it to shake out of control there and cause this huge divot out of there. So that's why I like to test. Make sure that things aren't going to be too crazy. So here's my joystick. Go ahead and take off the balls. So what we do is we'll put this under here like that, and then we put the ball back on here like this. Maybe. I don't know, that hole might be slightly too big, honestly. I don't know if I need a hole that big. Okay, so I'm gonna try this again with a 3/4, I don't know what these are called, cutting tools, something, drilling hole makers. Yeah. I think I might be getting good at this. Look at that, this one looks much better. All right, now hopefully it'll fit. I think that hole is perfect. When you move the joystick up, you don't see the hole. That's the whole idea, the whole point. You can't see the hole, and you should be able to move the joystick all around without being impeded by a too small of a hole, which I think this hole is going to be absolutely perfect. I guess now it comes to doing the actual thing on the actual board. I'm a little nervous, but hey, I feel a little bit better now that I've tried this couple of times. I would recommend, before you do anything for the first time, practice. All right, well, I guess it's the moment of truth. I'm gonna have to actually cut this at some point. No more delaying it. Hopefully, they say measure twice, cut once. I measured like 10 times. I feel like I should do these holes out too with this smaller drill and then come back with the bigger one and do it too. I like how this point makes a nice perfect hole. So I think maybe I'll do that. On this blade, you notice how it's got a really big, well, drill. I feel like this is a good starter to make the hole so that this one will fit in better and more perfectly the way I want it, because trying to get this to fit on that little teeny tiny hole perfectly, I just don't think is gonna work. There we go, just like that. That's enough. See, that hole there should be perfect for the other drill to fit through. Now do the other side. The other thing is I need 4 buttons up here for the start and coin buttons, so I may have to go inside and get another template for that. Looks pretty good. Okay, we're good to go on that side. Look at that. Gets stuck in there. All right, so all the holes are drilled. I'm covered in sawdust, and I'm excited to see how this is gonna look. Uh-oh, that thing came off. A few imperfections here, but nothing too drastic. That's kind of the whole point of the way the buttons are designed, to cover a lot of these imperfections. These are the 2 buttons for the coin and the start, coin. This will be the joystick right here, and then these will be the player buttons right here. Same for here, joystick and the player buttons. I think I may sand this down to smooth it off just a little bit too, so the wrap here is a little bit better. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it looks really good. Yeah, I think it's prudent to go ahead and do a little sandpaper on here and smooth this out a bit. There, nice and rounded and everything. All right, I think that's gonna do it for now, anyway. Not gonna cause any splinters. Just kidding, no splinters. All right, now I'm trying to work out the tricky part. How am I gonna hook up the joysticks like here with the encoder here that hooks into this cable here and then feeding over into the Raspberry Pi. Now I've got another issue because it's the same deal over here, and I've got more cable that's super long that goes all the way down over to here. Part of the problem is the Raspberry Pi itself. Because there's nothing here on this side, I'm good. This side over here is just the memory card. It's not a big deal, but this side here, sorry, it's upside down. I'll flip it in post. This side over here has got the HDMI and the power, so it has to be accessible. It can't be right up against this button. It has to be back far enough for it to actually be able to plug in. The other thing is I could move it somewhere else. Well, what if I moved it up here? Now again, the problem is if I move it up here, I'm very close to the edge right here, and this is actually going to be touching the monitor on the one up. Seems like it would be too close. If for that cable to make that turn, and I can't go down any further than that because of the way the buttons are. So yeah, I'm in a bit of a dilemma. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the Pi. It's got to go somewhere where it's easy to plug in and out and where all the cables are going to fit properly. Of course, I could just say heck it and just take this and just just leave it inside the 1UP all the time. Alright, so I got the joysticks mounted in there. Now the important thing is that when you are moving the joystick, that it does not come in contact with the wood here. Very, very cautious to make sure it was perfectly centered in here. It's a very tricky thing to do, especially when you have to constantly flip the thing over, try to line it up. And I tried to line it up with this mark, but as you can tell, that's not even good. So just kind of eyeballed it, and then I did my trick where I force in the screws. It's looking good. It's looking good so far. The buttons are not going to be like this. I'm still going to do red on this side and blue on that side, and don't know what to do for these guys yet. The buttons really don't matter that much because I still haven't got my vinyl wrap. Now I can go ahead and put the joysticks in, which I just was dying to do that. Okay, I can't wait for the vinyl covering to appear. I'm just going to go ahead and play with it right now. I hooked up player 1, and I've got the encoder just kind of dangling right here. This should be awesome if I did it right. Of course, it's also very possible that I'm going to fry the Raspberry Pi by hooking this in. And if I did it wrong, I don't know. I guess we'll find out here shortly. All right, here goes nothing. Stop doing that. Stop it. There we go. It works. Yes, look at that. That is awesome. Oh man, now I can see if I can get this to work with the RetroPie. Alright, well at first I couldn't get it to work, so I ended up having to hook up my X-Arcade back into it so that I can configure it to tell it, hey, I want to reconfigure these buttons because I couldn't get it to recognize anything. So as soon as I did that, went in, and now I can select my game with my new joystick setup. That's awesome. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. On the next episode, I'll be showing you how to do the vinyl wrap covering over the control board, how to wire up the control board, and, some other bits and bobs that I may have forgotten to throw in there. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to click subscribe and like and share and all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Sick 'em. Sick 'em. Why is the dog not attacking? You realize you're not getting any milk bones tonight. Shoot. Oh, come on.